Welcome back, trader. Sean Kozak checking in again with NSTA, and we create winning traders. In this week's episode of Money Mondays, I'm going to be breaking down all the necessary requirements that you need to get in order to start your day trading business. Now, if you're new to Money Mondays, each week we break down a trading TV series that covers all things trading. All you need to do is click subscribe, turn the notification bell on, ask a question, leave a comment, and get social with us. And we'll see you on the whiteboard so I can break down the list so that you can get started as a day trader. All right, traders, welcome back. Let's get on the trusty old whiteboard here and break down the list of different things that you actually need, because there's certain things that most traders are not aware about when they want to get into the day trading space, right? So just like going to school or starting a new job, there's equipment, or there might be some props or things that you actually need to be able to do your business, right, or to do your job. Well, in trading, these are the absolutes that you need to understand and adapt while preparing to start your day trading business. Let's jump in here and start with the equipment and the internet, okay? One of the nice things about day trading is that you just need to have a laptop or a desktop. Now, me personally, I have one for both, right? I have an office desktop, which is my main computer, and then I have a laptop so that if I want to work from home, or if I want to travel, or if I want to basically take my business on the road with me, I can run my day trading business, or I can basically be looking at the markets at any time, okay? Now, when you do get a computer, we have specific requirements posted on our website that breaks down the minimum requirements that ultimately you would want to accommodate in your day trading business. But if you're absolutely brand new and you're just getting started, any really good gaming computer that you get at any major blockchain store will do, but there's a few things that you need to know that are really, really important. Number one is you want to have adequate RAM. You want to make sure that you've got lots of RAM in your computer, because that's going to be able to handle the workload that are used by your indicators and your platform. You also want to make sure that you have a solid state hard drive. Most computers are now adapting that, but more than likely you're going to want a solid state drive, and you want to make sure you have a fast processor to be able to accommodate the speed of your computer. Okay? Now, when it comes to monitors, it really just depends. Now, this is really a toy on ego, and I'm going to call all the traders out and just say it's funny when it is, because when I first started, I started with 3 monitors, and then for some reason I had to have 8, and then I realized that it was just too much for me to handle processing all that information, so I moved down to 6 and 4. Just depends on your preference. Some traders want lots of monitors, some traders want minimal monitors. You need one, obviously, which is your laptop. For my laptop, I actually have 2 portable monitors. And if you're interested in learning what monitors I'm using, you can email us and I'll send you the links to where we purchase those. And really, it's transferable. I'll give you an example. Last year, I went on a trip to Peru. I was backpacking and I was hiking in Peru. And I took the trading computers. We were running the trade rooms from an Airbnb in Peru. I had my laptop. I had two little portable monitors, and it did the trick, right? It really does the trick. If you're someone that's working from an office or home, you want 1 or 2 monitors, that's fine. But it really just depends on how much you need and you feel that you're absolutely requiring at that time. It's more of a personal preference when it comes to monitors. Also, when it comes to monitors, it really has a lot to do with how many markets you're following. If you're looking at a lot of different markets, most likely you're going to want at least a few monitors so that you can accommodate that workload while you're trading, right? Now, when it comes to the internet, this is a coin toss, because it really just depends on what you're trying to accommodate. I personally believe that if you're trading a live account with real money, you're at risk on a wireless account, on a wireless feed. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're always going to have the luxury of trading in environments where you can have a hard line. So if you have the ability to be hardline connected, I strongly suggest you do that, because that way if the wireless kicks out, you're always connected to the main line. However, if you're in an environment where you're traveling, or you're maybe in a hotel or an Airbnb, or you're basically living a new lifestyle and you're traveling and you're trading, then ultimately make sure that your wireless is very good. You don't want to be sitting in Starbucks on a shared connection getting kicked out every 15 minutes because you need to re-sign in. That's not a really good environment for trading, Maybe it's good for learning and watching online education classes for learning how to trade, but when it comes to actively trading the market, you want to make sure that you've got a strong connection. The last one here is absolutely critical, and it's called capital. You need money to trade. And one of the best parts about being with us at NeuroStreet Trading Academy is that you're either two types of trader. You're either somebody that has money or you're someone that doesn't. And regardless of who you are, we have options to teach you how to get started. If you have capital, you can learn to trade with us, and then you can trade your own accounts. If you don't have capital, you can still learn to trade with us, and we can put you in touch with the prop trading firms that we're affiliated with, and they'll fund you once you pass their risk requirements, okay? So let's jump on over here and let's talk about the next step. Brokers and platforms. Very, very important discussion. We'll start with the broker first. The broker is what facilitates your orders to the exchange. You need to be able to have a broker. Everybody needs a broker to be able to place trades, right? And a lot of platforms are actually platforms and brokers integrated. So it really just depends on where you get started trading. For us, the platforms that we use are also platforms and brokers, so we trade directly through the platform, okay? Now, when it comes to brokers, a couple things I think are absolutely important when looking at the brokers that we use is the commission cost for trading, where they're located, right? The funding requirements. You know, a lot of people overlook this. You know, how much does it take to open up an account and keep that account open so that you can trade it? Some other brokerages will put a requirement on activity of volume, right? You want to make sure that you understand how much trades you need to be taking to keep an active account. Most of them now have waived that because the brokerage industry is getting a lot more competitive and they really want your business, right? So, but the big one here, this is a really, really big one here. Commissions is big. And margin rates is really, really big. You know, you need to understand your margin rates. You know, how much does it take to open up a trade? How much capital do you need in your account to keep a trade going? How much maintenance margin do you have to be able to take on additional trades when you're trading? Those are really important. Another one here is assets available, right? You want to be able to make sure that if you're going to be trading futures, that you're using a futures platform. If you're going to be trading stocks, you use a stock platform. For us, we run a futures program. We're opening up our Forex programs. All of our software works for futures, Forex, and stocks. But if you want to be a trader, you need to know the assets that your brokerage and your platform allow you to trade, right? Now, this to me is the biggest one. And most people don't talk about that much. But, you know, to me, it's the biggest reason why any business has a good business model is customer service. If I need to speak to my broker, if something happens, let's say you lose power in your house and you're in a trade and you have to pick up the phone and call your broker. If you cannot call your broker and be on the phone with them real quick and they provide good service during a stressful time for you, then that is a terrible situation. So customer service is really important to me, especially if you have platform questions, you want to learn how to use different features of their platform. Every service request should be completed equal because you, the customer, are the customer. You are always right in terms of good business models, right? So that's why we always want to make sure that when you use a platform or a broker, that they give you the good service that you deserve. Next one here is data. Data is regarding how you see the market. So when you see the charts going up and down, it's because it's being fed by data from the exchange. Now, depending on the type of trader you are, it will determine the type of data feed that you use, right? So when it comes to end-of-day data is for stock traders and longer-term investors. If you're not looking at charts more than once a day or even once a week, you don't need real-time tick data. But if you're somebody that's an intraday day trader, you're going to need tick and minute data because you need incoming data in real time, to the tick or to the minute, depending on the strategies that we're trading. Which means if you're a day trader, you must have real-time data. And most platforms will always give you a demo feed when you start testing their platform, but you will need to invest in a data feed. It's part of the business. It's a write-off if you're opening up as a company or if you're self-employed, but it is absolutely required, okay? Now, when it comes to the platform, like I said, most brokers and platforms are integrated now, but you know, sometimes platforms will be independent and then you'll need a broker, right? When I first started trading, I started trading futures on the NinjaTrader platform. At that time, they were just a platform and then they became a broker and now they're a broker platform. Some of you maybe know TradeStation or other platforms. The reason I mention these two is because our software and our strategies are compatible on those platforms and our software is designed for use on those platforms, okay? Now, it basically says computer-based application or web-based application. A lot of times people will need to download the platform on their computer as an installer and then launch it on their PC. So that means you need to download on your desktop, download it on your laptop. But then there also have what we call web-based applications where you can go online and you can log in on the web server locations, which basically is just a more flexible, transferable option. Because our school uses advanced indicators and software systems for trading that show you where to buy and sell, we use the desktop version, which is the computer-based application, because it's a lot more flexible in terms of the code that we use and how we trade, right? So it's real important. This is just to be understood, but just know this, that all of our strategies and software work with these platforms, okay? So the last one here is costs and fees. Well, in all honesty, every business has costs and every business has fees. It's about understanding them and limiting them to what you absolutely need and what's absolutely required, right? So the first one is platform costs. Most platforms or brokerages offer a monthly subscription or a lifetime license, right? Myself, I paid for the lifetime license, which means I have it for life. Now, data costs, right? You always start with a demo. A lot of platforms or brokers are going to give you the demo up front, but they're going to make you require that you need to pay for data because it's really just a way for them to get you started on their platform. You need to pay for a data feed. Now, if you're somebody that does not need the tick data feed, then don't pay for it. But you're going to need to have futures data, and if you're trading Forex, you need Forex data. If you're trading stocks, you need stock data. You can buy the bundles. Some of them offer bundles where you can package them together, but just know that they do come at a cost. Now, the commissions are important. It's the cost of doing business. Now, this is a discussion on trade activity. If you're somebody that's a very large trader trading large size, well, that's a really big discussion for you. If you're somebody that's trading multiple asset classes, that's also a big discussion for you. And the reason I say that is the difference in between commissions is different for futures, Forex, and stock traders and options traders. And it really just depends on how many trades you're placing a day and how big are your positions. So normally as you get started as a trader, you're not trading large size and you're not trying to overtrade, because when you overtrade and you're learning, you want to keep commissions low, so that means you shouldn't be overtrading, right? And so when we talk about commissions, they're very, very competitive. In fact, there's a big war going on right now across all the brokers in the industry because they're all fighting for business. And the fees keep dropping and they keep dropping and they keep dropping to the point where even some brokers are offering zero commission, right? Which is really, really unique in some situations. But it's not ideal because then you lose a lot of the customer service and all the other stuff that goes into zero-cost trading, right? Which to me is a coin toss. For me, I don't mind paying commissions if I know the platform, the broker, and the support that I'm getting is absolutely, critical. It's a business of managing money. You want to make sure that you have the ability to run your business, okay? Now, this to me is really the most important part, right? So I want to talk a little bit about education. If you want to be a lawyer, you don't just show up in a courthouse and start talking about law. You need to go to school, you need to understand the laws, the do's and the don'ts, you need to study, you need to pass an exam, then you need to practice in court, you need to do case stock trials, mock trials, these types of things, right? You want to be a mechanic. You need to go to college, you need to take a trade, you need to learn the car engines, you need to learn how to use the wrenches, how to troubleshoot problems, etc. Well, trading is like that. You don't just buy a computer, get a subscription to a platform, and just start placing trades, racking up commission costs, and foolishly losing money before you learn what to do. And that's one of the reasons why NeuroStreet Trading Academy has such a strong fold in the education space, is because our whole focus is in making sure you are equipped with the skills, the resources, and the know-how to be able to approach this business like a professional. And the big thing here is that trading is the highest failure rate in all industries. Across any industry in the entire world, there is not one industry that has a failure rate as high as financial trading, which is the reason why our school exists, for you to be able to come in and learn how to trade in live markets. We run a live trading room, and that is there for you to come in and watch real trades being taken in the market, breaking down the market in real time, because that's what we call a co-op environment. But then there's also an online component that allows you to spend time in the evenings and on the weekends learning how to understand the market, understand the indicators, understand the strategies, and then be able to practice in live environments and online simulated environments. But the big thing here too is strategies, right? Because once you learn the indicators and you learn the components of the platforms and you understand all this, then it really hones down into you getting really good with deploying your trading strategies and systems. And we teach reversals and we teach directional strategies, whether you're fading the market or you're trading breakouts or trend trades or momentum trades. Either way, you need to know your strategy and get good at it. So what we do here is we spend a lot of time teaching you the indicators. We teach you how to use our trading systems. We then spend all of our time in live markets so that you understand how to do it in real time. And then anybody after that that feels they still need one-on-one mentorships, we provide a coaching environment to help you in a different learning environment, right? Kind of like tutoring in school. If you want to get an A+, you got to apply yourself, right? So the reason this discussion is important is because getting started in the day trading space involves a lot of this. But all of this is rendered useless unless you learn how to trade, right? It's absolutely critical that you learn how to manage risk. And that's the point of these Money Mondays TV shows, is that we break down all things trading, but our whole entire focus is to give you an opportunity at becoming successful. Now, the best thing for you to do is to sign up for a live guest pass to our day trading room. The reason for this is because it's no risk to you. You can come in for free. You can learn how to trade in front of real-time markets with real-time instructors asking your questions in real time. And all you need to do is just click subscribe, turn the notification bell, leave a comment, ask a question like we always say, and sign up for the guest pass, because then I can trade with you in real time and we'll show you firsthand what it's like to use all these things in real-time trading. Traders, I hope you enjoyed the show this week. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. For Money Mondays, this is Sean Kozak checking out.